Hold? I'm not familiar with the show. Hold? Is this a crypto thing? Anyway, hello, nerds. Welcome to the Geek Beast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. If you're new to the show, what we do is we cover the geek news beat and we share our opinions with you. And we hope that you share your opinions with us down there in the chat. And we'll keep this conversation lively. I am your host tonight, Carl, and with me, we've got Sintel.
Yo, what's cracking, big baby? It's a Tuesday. Man, it's been all kinds of stuff bopping up in the news. So I know today's show should be pretty interesting.
And Chuck.
What's up? Oh, excuse me.
That's
that water. That's that holy water I'm drinking.
Sometimes you got to taste it twice in order to appreciate it.
That came out of nowhere. Oh, man, that was great. That's that holy water I'm drinking on over here. Man. Yeah, it's been a heck of a day. It's been a very spendy day today for me.
Tell them real quick.
About the analog pocket, because I'm a nerd.
Mm-hmm. You got that Nintendo cap going on?
Yeah, the analog pocket, and I got in early at literally 8 o'clock at 3 seconds in. I was in there. Waiting. It took 7 minutes to check out. So hopefully I'm in wave one. I'm assuming I'm in wave one.
I don't know, 7 minutes though.
7 minutes, yeah, 7 minutes.
Hey, yo, for those of us who aren't
Oculus
privy,
drops and those things sold out instantly. I got an Oculus plushie though.
Yo, for those of us that aren't privy to this these treats that you've been given, yo, give a quick explanation of what this is that you're talking about.
The analog is a video game portable device, like a Game Boy. It's a super sexy looking Game Boy that not only plays Game Boy games, it plays Game Boy Advance games. It can play Neo Geo Pocket games, Game Gear games. It's pretty dope. And it has OS, so I think you can actually download games on it. Am I correct?
Officially, they are putting in black and white text on their pages that it does not support the playback of ROMs. But just mysteriously, every time they release a console, it seems like a week later it's gotten jailbroken. Weird. They really got to shut that down.
Right? Yeah, that's funny how that happens. It's funny how that happens. So that is what I purchased. That's my first purchase. Then I quickly switched to another page. There's a guy named Salahim Bimberry, and he's a designer. He's like the designer right now. He's like the new Virgil. And he released a pair of clogs. and you can go into the
Clogs.
auction. Clogs. Yeah.
Like dancing clogs.
Like clogs.
Like-
Looking through
Crocs.
tulips.
Like you've got the
They're
big
Crocs.
thing of beer and you're clogging it down.
No, they're Crocs.
What kind of clogs?
No, they're Crocs.
Oh,
Crocs.
okay,
They're Crocs.
okay.
So the
All right.
brand that he did is under Crocs. This is a collaboration piece, and this is his first collaboration piece on StockX. They go for $639. If you win the lottery in 12 hours, we'll find out soon. You actually, yeah, it's a lottery.
All right, so I'm going to
You
ask you:
actually
do
pay
you want
$89
these
for
for
them.
your feet, or do you want them for your wallet?
TBD.
Okay.
TBD. More likely for my wallet because I got a size 10 and that's a grail size. So I can see once they finally get in people's hands, that price just keeps going up.
No, that's not where shoes go, though.
No. They
Not
don't
in
go on your
hands.
feet. But when I have them in my hands, I can put them in the mail if I need to.
Oh,
Go to StockX. That could be
okay.
a quick $1,000 made right
Shit, dude.
there.
I still haven't opened up my $700 Optimus. I don't.
I told you
That
don't
was
really
more
want it,
for me
Carl. You
than
don't really
my
want it.
wallet.
You know what you really don't want is that not Omega Supreme, but Unicron. You don't want that.
I didn't want it. I didn't pre-order it, so I saved myself that $700.
Oh yeah.
What else did you get, Chuck? I know you
thought
got one more
had it.
nerdy thing.
Oh, I thought you had it.
I didn't back it. No.
Yeah, I talked myself out of it. I was like, I can't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, for the less nerdy and non-Transformers fans, Unicron is the planet-sized Transformer. So they made the largest ever Transformer ever. I think he's like 3 feet tall or something like that.
Yes.
Giant
He looked amazing
wingspan.
at Comic-Con. I was pacing at Comic-Con staring at him, thinking I should have done it.
It's
He goes
taunting
to-
you.
Now he's $2,800. The cheapest you can find
I've
is
got a story in here later. Maybe I'll just jump right into this story.
right
Okay.
into it. Jump
So,
right into it.
all right. So shit. Where is it? Legos. A study says investing in Legos will earn you more money than gold. So economists from a higher school of economics in Russia have found that the market prices of retired Lego sets sold on the secondary market grow by at least 11% annually, which is higher than the average returns provided by gold, large stocks, bonds, and alternative investments. So, Centel, did you wind up buying the AT-AT? Think about your boys in college. Bad move there.
Why?
I think you should buy it now.
All right. So for some other
no.
metrics, okay. So they were tracking prices of 2,322 unopened Lego sets that were released from 1987 to 2015, looking at information about primary sales and online auction transactions. And generally, you start to see the increases come up after 2 or 3 years after the set has been retired. So that means they are no longer selling it on the shelves.
So the goal
And
is to
the
buy
ones
as
to
many
look
Lego
out
sets
for-
as possible.
The ones to look out for are small or very big sets. So like the Ultimate Collector series, like a lot of those mega huge Star Wars ones. Those are the ones to look at. FYI.
yeah.
Legos,
Like my ad.
we said it here on the cast. Legos increase in value.
Yeah, you've been saying it for a long time, so it's just cool that you finally got a website that can back up your findings now. So it's officially that now. Congratulations, man.
And we want to underline it's not every set. It's not every set, but if you know it's a collectible that you want, it's probably going to be one of the sets that climbs in value.
Yeah,
that sounds about
I
right.
had to buy the roller coaster set. I haven't bought it. I've been like, I don't need it. I don't need it.
All right. Let me get back to what would have been a regular intro. Thank you for joining us on the show today and dodging all the Spider-Man spoilers. Watch out there on the internet. We are not going to be talking about Spider-Man yet. Look for that. Potentially next week, we got an announcement coming up about the schedule where we'll be taking the Christmas break off, but there's a potential that there might be Spider talk later. But speaking of multiverses, Michelle Yeoh, a legendary Hong Kong actress, not just in the action movies, but also in dramas, is pulling a Jet Li's The One and doing her own multiverse hopping in A24's Everything Everywhere All at Once. And so the story, or this is from the duo that put out Swiss Army Man. Did either of y'all see that? I
Yes,
wanted
I
to, but I
did.
haven't seen it.
No,
Yes, I
I
did,
have
and I
not
loved it.
seen
So
that.
this
It's
is
not
the
seen
one
her.
where Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe is a zombie and he farts, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes.
Like that's the top line of it.
Yes,
That's
he's
how
a
you sell
zombie.
that.
Yeah, he's a zombie, and the guy uses him as a Swiss Army knife.
All right. So in this story of Michelle Yeoh, she stars in as exhausted Chinese American woman who can't seem to finish her taxes. And during a discussion with Jamie Lee Curtis as a tax accountant, she's pushed on her chair, and then after it stops, you see that her face is fractured and she seems to have multiple identities going on. And what happened is that she has cracked into the multiverse. So she's greeted there by her alternate universe husband, who breaks the fourth wall and tells her that she must stop a great evil that is spreading through every parallel universe. I guess sort of similar to the one here, her character is able to tap into the memories and abilities of the other alternate world versions. So some of these characters include fighters, a sign spinner on the street corner, a professional chef, and use those abilities to fulfill the world-saving mission. This hits March 25th. Y'all were able to watch the trailer, right? What did y'all think about this?
Go ahead.
Go ahead first.
No, okay. Well, first off, I'm a huge fan of Michelle Yeoh to begin with, so it doesn't matter what she makes. I'm gonna check it out. But when I got a chance to see this trailer, it's cool enough that it's gonna be multi-universal, but it did have this feel, and I think you may have said this in the post chat. It had a feel of like a Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah, I got huge Michel Gondry vibes from this.
Yeah, and some of the set design and the set builds that you see are just very different. And watching her get a chance as an actress to watch her flex all these different variations of all these different characters is about to be like a gumbo for us. We're gonna get a mix of everything, and the whole.
And totally, it's looks comedic.
Thing is gonna be amazing. Yeah,
with comedy, and action, and violence. Well, action and violence.
And the cool thing about when you have these kind of films, when you're breaking like the fourth wall, all bets are off. So that means anything can happen. And you've seen like some she had like these big gummy fingers in one, and others like these regal gowns and other things. There's like a singing raccoon or something. Yeah. So I like stuff like that because as everybody gets to flex, everybody from the writer to the director to the actors and all of that. And
it's an A24 film, so this is like high budget art.
Yeah, it's high budget art. That's what has me excited. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun." And I was like, "I wonder what the whole story is in this." I'm really curious.
Well, so we'll check that out March 25th. The trailer is out there. I highly recommend everyone out there in our audience go watch that trailer. You will get hyped. You will put this on your calendar. You wouldn't be able to miss it. And okay, so moving on to our next story. I know amongst us here, we are huge fans of the Lord Miller comedic duo, whether they're writing and directing themselves or producing. So finally, after a few months after we first talked about the little teaser that Apple TV put out, we get a longer length trailer of their new show on Apple TV called The After Party, which follows the murder of a celebrity at his high school reunion after party. And then that's David Franco. And when the investigator, Tiffany Haddish, comes by, she's asking all the attendants their stories. And this plays out sort of like Rashomon, where each character has their own perspective on things. And to heighten the artistic style, what they're doing is it will be a different kind of genre for their particular episode when they're telling their story. So you see things like a noir movie, an action movie, a musical, a comedy, all sorts of different things. And this stars a whole bunch of comedy personalities. So you've got here, like I said, Tiffany Haddish, you got Ben Schwartz, Ike Barinholtz, Ilana Glazer, Dave Franco. Looks like a really cool, funny thing, because I don't know about you, I trust Lord Miller to do funny stuff.
Yes.
That's 21 Jump Street, that's Spider-Verse, that's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. The original people who were going to do Solo before they got fired.
I trust Lord Miller for almost anything. They made the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Yeah, tentatively. So I think it'll still hold. I think it'll still hold even after No Way Home, but still, we'll find out. And then add to the fact, like here is where my mind is breaking a little bit. It's on a quality platform, right? It's on Apple Plus, right?
They are trying very, very hard to make Apple Plus a thing.
Right? You heard me say a quality platform. Who said that? Apple Plus is a quality platform. Oh my God. Yo, Apple Plus is dropping bangers left and right. So I'm excited to see what the next lineup could be. I mean, that's
I got a free subscription from something or other. Like I said, they're trying to make it happen. They're giving away subscriptions like candy because they're spending this money and they want people in that environment or that ecosystem.
They need people in that. They do need people. It's interesting. They are making some bangers.
I'm a fan, man. Like I was the main one throwing rocks at the throne. The main one. And they at least got some decent storytelling going on, man. Regardless of how you feel, like the projects that they're picking. I even watched Finch and it was decent. I was like, all right, well, you know, if it's on Apple Plus, I'm gonna go ahead and almost support it. They've almost won me over 100%.
Last week we were talking all about Haley Steinfeld, right? And she's got a show on there where she's playing Emily Dickinson. That's been on my radar.
See, so I mean, it's a quality platform. You know, I don't know if it's going to get like HBO status. HBO is like the pinnacle, right, of quality platform. You know, I don't know if it'll reach that, but you know, I'm here for it. And then who doesn't want to see another Tiffany Haddish?
We do want it to be a quality platform. We want all the platforms we pay money into to become quality platforms.
That's what we want, but that's not always what happens.
That's what we want. I want Paramount Plus to be a quality platform and Peacock to be a quality platform.
I forgot Peacock was a thing.
Yeah, and they still keep trying to sneak stuff in too. But
shout out to our producer there in the chat. Going back to the Michelle Yeoh story, it's giving off Stephen Chow vibes for the Everything Everywhere All at Once. I agree 100%. So if you were into Kung Fu Hustle,
Stephen Chow? Where is he?
I think he's just been silently been doing things in China like that. Just don't make it over here. He needs
to come back, man. I mean, he was killing like the late 90s, early 2000s. That was like his. That was Kung Fu Hustle was definitely like early 2000s.
For those who aren't familiar with his work, maybe you saw the poster of Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer in Chongqing on the wall in his basement apartment, his garage apartment. And then also producers saying Foundation must have cost $1 bajillion. You know, Apple is really splashing that cash.
They throwing dough. Yo, even Schmigadoon was good on Apple Plus. Like, good. How does that happen? Schmigadoon, really? I don't even like musicals.
I love musicals. I know you do. I think Schmigadoon was a long time coming.
That is my number one show to watch if I ever drag myself into there. I love Cecily Strong. Like my favorite character, current cast member of SNL.
Carl, you would like it.
You'll like it.
I'm sure I would. I just need to make the time.
Yo, speaking of musicals, I know we're going a little bit off the reservation. Just a quick one. So apparently, what is it? West Side Story only grossed like 10 million over the weekend, which is less than Into the Heights.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I wonder.
It did not beat out Into the Heights. I
saw a fair amount of old heads there, people who are probably fans of the original play and the original movie adaptation of it.
You just say Into the Heights.
But my theater was not full. What showing did I go? It was like 4:30 on a Saturday. So you would think that there would be a fair amount of people.
Yeah, you would think a lot of people.
Disney also. Like there's always people at Disney.
And also In the Heights came out in the absolute midst of the pandemic,
pre-vax.
I mean, and it still made more money than West Side Story, which is concerning because I haven't heard one bad thing about West Side Story, not one. Everybody I've talked to has loved it, and they're like, "Yes, it's must see." You do? Okay, all right. Well, you might be the first. Everybody I know has seen it. It's like it's must see, but apparently, maybe it's a generational gap. Maybe it's a generational gap because it's an older story based off of an even older story, obviously.
So it's an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, and that is one of the things that inherently I'm not fond of because, man, those teenagers make some poor impulsive decisions, and I can't vibe with that. So there's that. But overall, I say this often, including here on this podcast. If you want to understand Michael Bay, you need to understand that the most influential film on him is West Side Story, the original one. So I view this Spielberg movie. And again, a reminder, Steven Spielberg is the person to blame for Michael Bay making the Transformers movies. And the reason why Michael Bay continued to make the Transformers movies, because Michael Bay did not want to continue making the Transformers movies. This is all Steven Spielberg's fault. So I looked at the movie through the perspective of, what would Michael Bay think about this movie? And it is
Michael Bay just
desaturated.
stop making the movies, though.
You can't tell Steven no.
You can't still.
He's the Godfather, dog. He's the Godfather.
He's the person. Like, we've had this discussion. Like, even though his filmography in recent years might not be the greatest, like, he still has so much power behind the scenes as a producer, pulling the strings, right? You cannot say no to Steven.
No, man.
You cannot.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we going for this? Even though in the dance scenes there was more kinetic camera work, and then especially like placement of the camera compared to the original. I'm sorry, I can't remember who directed the original movie back in, what was it, 57 or so?
Yeah, it's had to be in the 50s.
But like there's so much less color in it. Like, it wasn't very vibrant at all. And, you know, do your stylistic touches, but this is a musical, and we sort of been trained to expect the trope of like flashiness from musicals, and I want to say it was Yanis Kaminski who lends this movie, and it really looks like one of his movies. But that kind of style, I don't really associate with flashy musical theater. Okay, that's it. I got to give a shout out to, I want to say her name is Ariana DeBose, who played Anita, and then Mike Feist, who played Riff. Those are the two standout performances for me. The two leading characters, I'm not vibing with them too much. Again, maybe it's because they are Romeo and Juliet, and those characters are just screwy in the head. I did enjoy Ansel Elgort's final scene in the at the end of the movie. I think that was a good performance, but I must shout out that there are allegations against Ansel, and for the people who are more plugged into the Me Too movement, maybe that is why the movie underperformed. That being said, when I look at the Twitter sphere, that is not something that came up a lot compared to a lot of the other Me Too stuff that we've been seeing for past several years.
Yeah. Well, listen, I just want to, just before we break it, listen, Geekish Network. We talk about musicals over here in the Geekish Network. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Geekish. It's still in that geek hemisphere. That's why you come over here.
For everything.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Yo, you just got a full-on breakdown, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, please commit.
All right. Okay. I don't think it's a bad movie. Like, if you're interested in seeing it, I think you'll have a good time there. But I don't think it's a superior version to the original. At least the ages of the characters look better, because, man, those are some adult-ass adults playing teenage Romeo and Juliet in the original version. Okay. All right. Back to the regular tech news, more nerdy stuff. All right. Sintel, I know you are all about right to repair, and Dell is revealing a concept called Luna about the future of their laptop design and what they're promoting, or the big innovations that they're having here is a reduction in materials. So let me see if I can get to the story here. So the motherboard is 75% smaller. The overall system component counts are down by 20%. So there's smaller PCBs, which are the circuit boards. There's fewer screws, so you can open it up with just 4 screws. Lots of things are more and more modular instead of glued together, so that you can repair individual parts. And so the thing that I'm thinking of is companies are being pressured to become more environmentally responsible. But I think they're taking this move because of all the parts shortages. So it's affecting their bottom line. They have to work with less, so they need to shrink stuff down. That is my tinfoil hat. What you vibing with regarding this story? You think they're trying to do things nice for the environment, or is there a business case? Or it could be both, honestly.
Yeah, I think it can be both. I think both sides of that sword can be just as sharp. A, you look good because the environmental footprint. B, the being able to allow people to buy other parts that go into your compartmentalized system already. It can be very advantageous for you as a business, because the parts can be more expensive than the initial cost. So you can still curate a problem with new RAM sticks or new hard drives that you're putting in, or whatever it is that you're doing graphics cards into the motherboard. I don't know if that works with laptops or graphics cards, but anyways, I still think you can make money and still give people the right to repair. It just allows third parties to kind of come in and kind of do the same thing as well. But everybody wins. The environment wins. Your customers win. And it just looks good all the way around. So yeah, good for you.
All right. Yeah.
Do we want just the right to repair? Don't we want the right to fully upgrade forever and a day?
It would be nice.
Isn't that what we want?
But even with like the big motherboards in your desktop computers, there's a certain extent where you need to upgrade to the latest generation of technology. You know, you can probably go 6, 7, 8 years on a platform if you buy it early enough, such that there are upgrades as you go on.
If you're trying to game on it, you ain't doing no 8 years.
Well, let's be honest.
Maybe.
Dell's going to have to do something, right? I mean, who would have thought Apple would be the 800-pound gorilla in the room for laptops? They are the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
They had been the niche back in the day, like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now they're the leader. So I'm happy for them. I hope this influences other laptop manufacturers to allow people to repair and upgrade. I want more upgrades.
This was a partnership with Intel, so maybe they'll share this amongst all the other OEMs to try to drive this forward. And then if you standardize those smaller parts, then that means you can benefit from economies of scale, selling it to multiple vendors, you know, and share that expense, you know.
Well, let's see what their flagship is too, because unless the product is good, none of this really matters.
Oh yeah, and also this concept was one of those thin and lights that people really love, which more and more are becoming just tablets with giant screens and keyboards. You know, you look at the M1 stuff, and that's based on the ARM architecture, which largely was used for smartphones and tablets. So in certain respects, it is essentially a very, very, very large smartphone than the current generation of Apple laptops.
Okay.
And they're able to. Have you ever opened up a smartphone? Like, have you taken a look at what's inside there?
Nope.
I personally haven't opened up one, but I've seen one opened up before.
Like, so the motherboard portion of a smartphone is probably only like 1/5 of the volume or the area, because volume is 3D, but like it's just this tiny sliver of circuit board. The rest of that volume is occupied by battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Computers are tiny, man. I mean, they can be. What are we going to close on here? Okay, I'll leave it to vote here. Do you want happy or sad or middle?
Gotham Knights.
You want Gotham Knights? All right. So let's do some comic book news here.
Yeah.
So Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is the name of a subseries of Batman comics, but more recently it's being used as the 4-player multiplayer online game a la Destiny for the Robinses and other Bat children. But they are announcing that CW is going to have a Gotham Knights show. Now, when we think about CW superhero shows, who is always missing?
Batman.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that revolves around Batman, but he's never around, right? Except for that crossover at
that property's too expensive. That's why.
Right.
Yeah, that's too expensive.
He's only for the cinematic universe.
Right.
Yeah. They have Bruce Wayne show up though. Bruce Wayne does show up. Like he does show up in shows.
Yeah, like Bruce Wayne will show up, which is probably a different property than when you actually puts the cowl on. Because even in Titans, he didn't put the cowl on. It's just you only saw him is just Bruce Wayne. I think this is smart, man. Like, we got the game.
Tell us the substance of this story.
Okay, well, well, first off, Batman's dead, and I think the 4 of them, the Robins and Barbara, are trying to avenge
Wayne, Barbara Gordon, Jason Todd, but then the cast of characters is not yet specified for this TV show, for the CW show.
I want them to combine it with the Titans, because you have Jason Todd, you have Dick Grayson in that.
All right, here's
Not
the
if it's on
official line
CW.
from Blonty, the producer who's in charge of that whole CW verse, right? All right.
Yeah.
This will tell us the story of how, in the wake of Batman's death, his adopted son teams up with a number of the children of notable Gotham villains who've all been fingered for killing the Justice Leaguer. So
Feels
this
like
seems
Enchanted.
like it could be like Disney's Descendants. Do you guys know that franchise?
Descendants. That's what I meant to say.
That is
Said
the
Enchanted.
children of villains all have a singing, dancing political party where they all hate each other and love each other, as teens do.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot
But
of
you know
angst
what?
in this show.
That is perfect for CW. That's right on brand, if you're asking me. Yeah, because it's full of that
Absolutely.
angst.
This is gonna be a
Teen
lighter
angst.
version of the Titans. This is gonna be a lighter
Yeah.
version of the Titans.
Oh, there you go.
Which, which means I don't know if I'm gonna watch it religiously. I'll catch a couple
You are
episodes.
gonna watch it because it's gonna be on
I'll
the
watch
show.
some of it. Listen, I am gonna watch
Ben's
some of
already
it
gonna
because
cover it. Why?
listen, look at you. Why would you do that to us, man? Why?
Because I do this.
I would
This
have
is what
been.
I do. This is what the people want.
It's not what the people want. People don't want that bullshit. Hey, listen, I would have been super excited if they would have done this on HBO,
Max.
right? If they had like the Titans kind of formula go along with it, use the already established characters that are already there. Maybe somehow they could figure out Barbara's leg because her legs are blown off in Titans. But but yeah, it's like there's no bringing that back. It's a nub.
I don't know. Is there
But even
Cyborg?
still, well, yeah. I mean, plus, it's just use Batman tech. She'll walk again. If they had that would be dope. But you said CW, and now I'm almost about to throw my hands in the air for the game too. And I'm like,
you made it
she's gonna be
better.
sing
for
along.
It
HBO
shouldn't be
Max.
anything else but CW.
You know what it made it better for HBO Max? Let me say this.
what's that?
Okay.
If they had it on HBO Max, they had the writing team from Harley Quinn and made it an animated series.
Oh, I don't know. Is that
It
the
would've
tone
been
you want?
funny.
That's not the
Oh,
the
yeah.
vibe of the
That's what
CW
we want.
Arrowverse.
It'd have been like Teen Titans, but just Robins and bloody as hell. That's what we want. That's what we want. Trust
They
me.
just make it animated. Yeah.
Trust me, that's what we want.
Okay.
I'm gonna start
I'd watch
watching
it.
Harley Quinn all over again
I
tonight.
watch it. As you should. It's good enough for a second
It's
run
good
through.
enough.
Hey, I haven't paid the absolute closest attention. Have any of those characters from the Harley Quinn show gotten any spin-offs?
No,
I haven't seen anything.
Okay.
no, they haven't even thought it did in season 3 for Harley Quinn yet.
Yeah,
I
they're
thought
still
they did
drawing
announce
it.
that.
Yeah, they announced it, but they had that terrible trailer, and it was half drawn. Remember, it was like a half drawn trailer.
Oh, it's some
so-
Evangelion shit going on here.
Yeah,
Very
it was
positive
like-
thing, but then no budget. If
we'll
you're
see.
not paying attention to comic books, she does have a comic book series. She and Harley and Ivy Pamela have a comic series called the Eat, Bang, Kill Tour. I think that's the subtitle of their
sounds about
comic series going on right now. Currently on issue, I want to say 3 or 4. So it's still relatively new into it.
I'm
And I
gonna
think
pick
it's an
that up.
ongoing instead of a mini series.
All right,
Pick that up. Sounds great.
it's not bad. Yeah. I mean, shoot, the cartoon was great. Great.
All right. So I guess that'll do it for the Geek News tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us there in the chat and hanging out with us. I want to give a shout out, as always, to Digital Click, who provides the beautiful graphics and creative for not just our show here on the GeekBeast, but also the rest of the Geekish Network. And if you need any graphics work or creative work for yourself, hey, give them a shout out. They are for hire. That's why we are pimping them out here. Since we're on our new platforms, please tell your friends where to find us. Send them the links. It'll be twitter.com/the Geekish Network, youtube.com/c/the Geekish Network, facebook.com/the Geekish Network. Please like and subscribe. And let's see, any closing remarks from either of the two of y'all?
No.
Just one small one. The Nick Cage trailer. You remember what was it? For the Van Damme movie? What is it?
JCVD.
JCVD. It feels like that. So just check out the trailer and maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, that's right. That wasn't quite nerdy enough to make our list, but co-sign that. Go watch that trailer. what is it? The enormous weight of talent or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember
something
the name.
like that. It's got Pedro Pascal in it too. I like.
Oh
Pedro
yeah.
Pascal.
Man, that dude's having a run. He's having
a hell of a
good
run.
series of things.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much. And I guess as we said a little bit in the middle of the show, we are taking a holiday break next week and potentially the week after, but maybe also might have a special episode talking about spider thoughts. So check out the news for that on our socials, including Instagram. We're not streaming there, but we have an Instagram. Otherwise, good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Peace.